Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening, Vipul. Good evening. So I hope all of you are doing well. Now, good evening, Nidhi. Good evening, Trending. Your name is Trending, or you are trending on YouTube? Good evening, Raj. Good evening, Vipul. So I hope all of you are doing well. What's your name? Okay, Kusum. Okay. So see, so we are again back here with the news of the day, the current affair discussion. And in today's session, we are going to discuss about some of the topics which are more oriented toward prelims, and one topic which is still in formation, but we will see a glimpse of it with respect to mains also. Okay. So we have four such topics for the day. Like there is one such topic, one such news article which is there in the there in Hindu, related to one of the convention. The name of the convention is CITES, and related with that there is a news that there is a special type of plant in India also called as agarwood. So agarwood is one of the plant which is a protected plant, and what has happened that CITES has allowed some export of this plant, although it has been allowed way back in November 2021 itself, but still there was some restriction related to this special plant agarwood. So we will see about this plants also. We will see that what CITES has said about this and what actually it CITES, we are going to see that also. Then there is one more topic which is related to Nipun Bharat mission. Nipun Bharat mission is basically with respect to foundation and numerical literacy, foundational literacy and numericals, foundational literacy and numericals. So that is related to education of the children. So that is also one of the topic which we are going to see, like what is the scheme all about, what are the objectives of it. So there was an article in Indian Express with respect to this very topic, so we are going to talk about it. The third thing is we are going to also talk about one of the topic which is now going to be discussed in the future also, right to be forgotten. So right to be forgotten is one such topic like which has got this attention now in our country also, right to be forgotten. So this is one thing which is again we are going to discuss. And then finally we are going to discuss one more topic which is basically about the places which are there in Israel. Like last week also we have seen that Israel has been making some attacks near this coastal areas of what do you say, this Yemen also. We have seen about this port city of Hodeidah. Okay, we have seen about that Hodeidah region in this Yemen as well. And then we have also seen that in Israel also from time to time there have been various cities which has been there in the news since last 1 year. So we are going to see all those places. We are again going to revise about them. You have already read about them. We will revise it once again. Okay. But before we do, let's see some questions on the basis of previous topics. Let's see some of the topics which have been there. So let's start this. We have got certain topics here. The first topic which we have here is how many of the following are minor minerals. In the previous session, I have told you about these major and minor minerals. I have given you a list also. UPSC has also asked similar question in the past. So on the basis of it, here is the question for you. How many of the following are minor minerals? Gravel, limestone, marble, lignite. And the options are only 1, only 2, only 3, all 4. So what would be the correct answer here? How many of them are basically your how many of them are minor minerals? Yeah, I have got one option at C from Bipul. Okay, Bipul is saying C is the answer. Anyone else? Yes, there is one answer C. Bittu is saying all 4. Mayank is saying B. Anyone else? Rashu is saying B. So Ishrat is also saying B. Anyone else? Okay, most of you are saying option B. So which one you are removing? Which are the two which you are removing that they are not your minor minerals? Nidhi is also saying B option. Okay. So which one is the, which one of them are not the, which of them are not major, which of them are not minor minerals? Any idea about this? Vipul had said C, all others have said B. There is also answer. Okay, you are saying that 2 and 3 are not minor minerals. 2 and 3 are not minor minerals according to, okay, and Rashu is saying, sorry, Vipul is saying that fourth option is not minor. See, just I have given you the list on the last day, check it again. Gravel is a minor mineral, limestone is a minor mineral, marble is also a minor mineral. Out of all of them, only lignite is the one which is not a minor mineral, it is considered as a major mineral. Okay, coal and lignite blocks are major minerals. So this option is incorrect. Rest 1, 2 and 3, all these three, they are minor minerals. Okay, and hence the answer will be C. And there was correct answer, I think, only from Vipul. Okay, so others, we have to revise. Vipul has given one answer and he has abided by it. So this is one of the option. This is first question. Now coming to the second one. In how many of the following states there is abundance of coal reserves? We have option Uttarakhand, Himachal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Read the question properly again. In how many of the following states there is abundance of coal reserves? Options are Uttarakhand, Himachal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Every sunset is an opportunity to reset. The moment you decide that you have to reset something, that is when you can reset it. You can do it at any time. There is no such time which is good or which is bad. You can start at any time, you can reset at any time. This is entirely in our control. Namaste, Ajay. So tell me, like, what would be the correct option? Uttarakhand, Himachal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Okay, so answers here are A also, B also, mostly B. Okay, most of you have said the answer is B. So yes, Uttarakhand and Himachal, you can cancel out these two. Odisha and Chhattisgarh, you know that these are the coal belt regions of the country, whether it is Odisha or Chhattisgarh or even Telangana, they are the regions where you will find that abundance of the coal is also there. Jharkhand is also part of it. So yes, 3 and 4, that is only 2 will be the correct answer. Now we have the third question. Consider the following statement with respect to NISAR. NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar, that is NISAR. So here you have the question. It will be placed in a geostationary orbit. It can see through clouds, darkness and even dense vegetation. Which of the statement given above is are correct? It will be placed in a geostationary orbit. It can see through cloud, darkness and even dense vegetation. Options are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Yeah, Ranikhet is also there. See, even in Uttarakhand, you will not find abundance. Krishna, you will not find abundance of it. It may be found in traces. That's why I have said, read the question carefully. Now, again, here you have the question. With respect to NISAR, it will be placed in a geostationary orbit. It can see through clouds, darkness and even dense vegetation. I have discussed about this topic in detail. I have told you about both these statements in detail also. So just see this question. Okay, so I have got answer as C, both. Okay, one answer is from Bittu, he is saying B. Rest all other people are saying C option. Okay. Abhishan Set is also saying C option. Anyone else? See, all of you who are like watching this session later on also, like when you are watching it maybe in the evening or in the late night. Now, before seeing the answer of these questions, try to solve it by yourself. You can also put that in the comment box. Before seeing that what I am giving the answer, try to write it and honestly put it in the comment box that yes, you have revised it or not. Okay, so see, it will be placed in geostationary orbit. Think about it again. Think once again about this, why it will be placed in a geostationary orbit. When we talk about the geostationary orbit, it is normally you will find that the orbits which are at a height of 36,000 kilometer. Okay. Although geostationary can be at lower height also, but generally we mean that geostationary orbits are those which are located at high elevations 36,000. NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar, it is a observatory. Observatory means it wants to see the see the objects on the earth. It wants to monitor the vegetation, the soil, even the tectonic plates, all these things. So why it will do that with a distance from 36,000 kilometers? Why not from the low Earth orbit? Why not from the low Earth orbit? Why it will go to the geostationary one? Geostationary, you know that this is a high Earth orbit. This is a high Earth orbit. So then you have to think about it. Why we will place an observatory at a height of 36,000 kilometers? What we have to see? We have to see the vegetation. We have to see the moisture or like the soil composition. So this is the incorrect statement. It can see through cloud, darkness and even dense vegetation. Try to see these two statements, you will get the idea. So solving question is also about reading the question properly. If you read this, you can get this idea that if it is saying through the cloud or anything like that, it means it should be nearby. And geostationary means it will be high Earth orbit. So try to read both these statements. Sometimes you will get the answer. So here the answer will be B, that is 2 only. Coming to the next one. Now this is one of the easiest question for the day. Which of the following correctly describes the purpose of U-Win portal? Which of them is describing? Which of them is describing? See Ajay, if we put something at a very high Earth orbit, will it be able to take the pictures clearly? No. High Earth orbits are generally used for communication satellites. But when we have to give some observatory results, when we have to take the pictures of the vegetation and all, we will have to look at it from the nearby angles. That's why it is going to be low Earth orbit. Now this is one of the easiest question. Yes. It aims to capture vaccination of pregnant women and children. U-Win portal is there. You know that this is one of the easiest topic which we have discussed in the previous class. So yes, of course, the answer is C here. Now, see this question. This is again a question from previous year. We have discussed in the week prior to this one. So here the question is, with reference to India's satellite launch vehicle, consider the following statements. PSLV launched the satellite useful for Earth resource monitoring, whereas GSLV are designed mainly to launch communication satellite. Second says, satellite launched by PSLV appeared to remain permanently fixed in the first same position in the sky as viewed from a particular location on Earth. And third is saying, GSLV Mark III is a 4-stage launch vehicle with the first and third stage using solid rocket motors and second and fourth using liquid rocket engines. When we were discussing about the Falcon 9 rocket in the previous class, I think sometimes around 17 or 19 July, at that time we have discussed about this topic. I have given you this question there also, so I expect you to solve this. So what will be the answer here? Give me the answer for this question. If Vipul is saying A, Parveen is saying C, Vittu is saying C, Ajay C also, Mayank A. Okay, so most of the answer is about, okay, GSLV is 3 stage. So you all are rejecting this third option, that is correct. Now, see at the first statement and second. So your option B and D is gone. Okay. GSLV is a 4-stage launch vehicle. No, it is incorrect. It is a 3-stage solid, liquid and cryogenic. So now you have two options, first and second. And here you have option 1 only and 1 and 2. It means first statement is also correct. There is no doubt in the first statement. It is correct. Now you have the second statement and you have to see this. Satellites launched by PSLV appear to remain permanently fixed in the first same position in the sky as viewed from a particular location on Earth. Those satellites which are placed in geostationary orbit, they appear to be in a fixed position. Now tell me this one, when we have to launch a satellite in geostationary orbit, will we use PSLV or GSLV? If we have to place some satellite in a geostationary orbit, what would we be using? Will it be a PSLV or will it be a GSLV? If we have to place something in geostationary, so what would be the rocket? PSLV or GSLV? What would be the rocket there? PSLV or GSLV? Yes. So you know that it will be GSLV. So here it is saying that PSLV. So it means it is incorrect. Satellites which are launched by GSLV, they will be going in the geostationary orbit and they will appear to be in a fixed position. They will appear to be in a fixed position, and hence this second statement is also incorrect here. Third statement is also incorrect. First is correct, and hence the answer is A, that is 1 only. Okay. Hence the answer is A, that is 1 only. So this is the topic. These are some of the questions which we have discussed. In the next session, again we will see some of the questions of the previous classes. Okay. Now, coming to today's topic. So the first topic is, CITES have eased norm for agarwood export, make to benefit lakhs of farmers from the northeast. So this is the news article that there is an organization, CITES. CITES stand for Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Flora and Fauna. So this CITES has given this order that now we can export more amount of agarwood plants to various countries of the world. Okay. So first thing is, what is this CITES? What is this CITES? This CITES is basically an international agreement or an international treaty. International treaty. What is the aim of this international treaty? To regulate trade of species. To regulate the trade of species, so that none of them get extinct. It aims to regulate or prohibit the trade of certain species so that we can preserve them, so that their international trade do not threaten the existence of these species. And that's why we have got an international agreement between more than 180 plus countries, which aims to preserve, which aims to protect the species from extinction. So recently what has been done, like India has successfully prevented the inclusion of agarwood in review of significant trade of CITES. Okay. So basically CITES has already given India a allowance of export of agarwood in November 2021. Now there have been some attempts to again restrict the trade of agarwood. So in order to prevent that, India had also given various claims, India had also given various petitions, India has also done a study about it and presented it to CITES. And finally, India was able to prevent the review of significant trade of the Convention on International Trade in endangered species of flora and fauna. Okay. So this was one of the part that agarwood is now allowed to be exported. They have also notified a new export quota of this agarwood. Okay. So now see, first let us see that what exactly is this agarwood. Basically, it's a tropical evergreen tree that is found in this Southeast Asia region. I guess I have, like, yes, you can see here, this is agarwood plant. This is the agarwood plant, basically found in Southeast Asia. And if we talk about India, and then in Northeast India, there is huge cultivation of these plants. Okay. So what is happening here, that this is a tree which is native to Southeast Asia. In India, it is found in Assam, parts of South India and West Bengal. Okay. Then here we can see that it is also known as eaglewood or gaharu. Okay. And it is the most commercially valuable plant species and expensive non-timber wood product. It is a non-timber wood product. Basically, it is used for aroma and all other things. It is used for its agarwood chips also, agarwood aroma. It is used for making various type of scented items, perfumes and so many things. So it is a non-timber based wood, non-timber based like wood product, which is very much demanded throughout the globe. And that's why it is also at a threat of getting extinct, because it is very much valuable. So illegal trade of this very plant goes on at a rampant scale. Okay. So very huge like illegal trade is prevailing. And why illegal trade? Why illegal trade? Two reasons are there. Two reasons are there. First, highly valuable or highly valuable. Second thing is legal trade is restricted. Legal trade is restricted. So when you restrict the legal trade, people will try to find out the illegal trade, and that becomes a major concern. Okay. So now India had done one thing, that it had made it sure that now there will be legal trade of this agarwood. So farmers now, they won't have to like think like how they will be exporting their items, how they will be exporting their agarwood. Now they have a legal way of exporting it, and that will bring them for profit also, and it will also reduce the illegal trade of this agarwood. And hence there can be more preservation or protection of this plant. Nowadays, what is happening, that instead of growing in their farm, they are simply cutting it from the various trees, from various forests, cutting it from various forests and then selling it in the market. So then how it is going to be curtailed now? Now government has said that instead of cutting it from the forest, you can grow this agarwood in your own farm, you can grow it and then you can sell it. Earlier it was not allowed to be sold, even if it is there in the farm of a particular farmer, even then it was not allowed to be sold legally or exported legally. But now it is allowed to be exported legally, and hence it is going to benefit a lot of farmers, because now they can grow it on their field and they can sell it also. So that's why this name of this plant remains important, that agarwood, a tropical evergreen plant and known for its aromatic properties, and it is a non-timber wooden plant. It is a non-timber wooden plant, means you cannot use this plant for making the doors or making the furniture. It will be used for making the ornamental products mostly. Okay. So see, this is our agarwood. Now, if we talk about this CITES, you will find that CITES, what is this CITES doing? What is the role of this? So this is an international convention on international trade in endangered species of wild fauna and flora. That is its full form. So it is also known as Washington Convention. It is also known as Washington Convention. The Convention on Migratory Species is called as Bonn Convention. So here it is Washington Convention, and participation is voluntary, legally binding, and having 184 members. There is a meeting of the Conference of Parties after every 2 years. India is also a member. You can also see here that India is also a member of it. India is also a member. Then we can see that there is one organization in India, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. So it has been designated as the nodal agency for coordination with respect to CITES related matter in India. Like suppose that if illegal trade of any such organism is going on, so Wildlife Crime Control Bureau will try to track it down, will try to bring it down. And for even international trafficking, like suppose that some of the products are being sold from India to China, or from India to Myanmar, or India to Bangladesh. So that is international trafficking. So this is also a smuggling, which can also be controlled by this organization, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, and it is the nodal agency for even CITES related matter. Now, it aims to protect endangered plants and animals. That is one part. Tell me one thing here. This Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Now tell me about this organization, whether it is a statutory body or a body formed by executive resolution. You might be aware about like different types of bodies are there. One is called as a statutory body. Statutory means a law is there and law provides for the formation of this body. There is another type of organization called as executive organizations. So there is like or organization formed by executive resolution. So there is no such backing of the law. Instead of that, there is simply a executive resolution which says that we are going to create a new institution. So is it a statutory organization or is it an organization formed by executive resolution? आपके टैबलेट में चेंज लग रहा हूं मैं? Maybe, not about maybe, you have to tell exactly. So is it a statutory or has it been formed by executive resolution? Not a statutory body. Okay, Ajay is saying statutory, Vipul is saying executive, Ulka is saying it is not a statutory body, executive. Bitu is also saying executive. Anyone else? See, basically this is a statutory body. There is an act called as Wildlife Protection Act. Wildlife Protection Act 1972, which has been amended in 2002 also, and recently in 2022 also. Okay. Amended in 2022. So according to this act, 3 organizations has been formed. One is National Board for Wildlife, National Board for Wildlife. There is Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, and there is also another organization, National Tiger Conservation Authority. Okay. So these 3 prominent organizations, these 3 main organizations or union level organizations have been formed under the provision of this Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So all these 3 are statutory bodies. All these 3 are statutory body formed under the same act, which is Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Okay. So this is a part of statutory organization. It is not legally binding. Which one is not legally binding? CITES is not legally binding. CITES is legally binding. Okay. Yes, Ajay, Adyan batch is going on. You can enroll at any point of time. Okay. I think till 31st it is open perhaps. Okay. So that was the first topic. Now coming to the second topic, right to be forgotten. Right to be forgotten. So what is the context of this? What is the context of this right to be forgotten? See, right to be forgotten is about like if we talk about our digital world right now, you can see that it is easier to create something rather than deleting it. Okay. Like suppose that once you have put some information on a website or on a social media platform or anything like that, it is quite difficult to get rid of it. Like recently government has also like made this there was a news, I think it has come last day or even maybe it can be today only, that there is a spam going on in name of subscription. A spam subscription is going on, like various apps are there and they want you to become a subscriber or they want you to become a member of it. Sometimes they are giving you free subscription also. But in all these things, they are making they are like using your data. They are using your data, they are using all your information, and then many a times they are not deleting it. So right to be forgotten is like if there is any content on the digital media platform, that has to be erased. That has to be erased from the internet. So that is the right to be forgotten. Like suppose that if you have met me, like many of you have met me, some of you have met me offline also, some of you have met me via the online platforms also. So now you cannot forget easily. Maybe after 1 or 2 years or after the selection you may forget, but you will not forget easily for the next 1 or 2 years. Or even if you see the name later, or maybe if you see me later, then you will be able to recognize me. So it's not that like I can erase your memory. But let us say that there is a lot of videos, there is a lot of things. Let us say that if I am using Facebook, which I am not. So suppose that if I am using Facebook, now if I write something there, or if I have made an account on Facebook or any such platform, and if I want it to get deleted, that is something which is a right of the person. But many of the social media platforms, many of the digital media platforms, they are not allowing this, or they are not letting any person, or by themselves they are not erasing the data of a person even on request. So that is the challenging part, that in this context right to be forgotten is being discussed about. So let's see this. Basically, what is the context? Last week, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case whose outcome will shape this right to be forgotten. Okay. Now, if you look at this, like what is the history? In India, there is no such a specific law about it, but let us talk about the international context here. So, the right to be forgotten can be described as the right to remove one's digital footprint where it violates the right to privacy. Okay. Like suppose that if you are making some search on, let us say that you are making some search on internet. Now, various companies are trying to record that also. Like just now, like suppose that many of you might be using Instagram. So there, if you see, if you search about a particular thing, let us say that, or simply you have made a Google search about, let us say, best t-shirts or best watches or best mobile phones. Let us say that you have searched on Google best mobile phone. Now, whenever you are going to scroll your Instagram or Facebook or any other social media or app or any other page, now you will find a number of advertisements related to that. Even if you have deleted your search history, even after that, you will find that there is a continuous advertisement which you keep on getting. Sometimes it has been alleged by people that even suppose if they are talking with someone on WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook or Messenger, then just because they were chatting with someone, now after that they are getting continuous feed in their Instagram or other things about the same brand or same product or same services or anything like that. Okay. So this is one of the challenge, that if anyone is even making internet search, the companies are exploiting this. The social media platforms, they are exploiting that, and they are using that internet search to give you a lot of advertisements. Okay. So that is a violation of right to privacy. That is a violation of right to privacy. So about that, there is a discussion in European countries, and in May 2014, the Luxembourg-based Court of Justice of European Union, the highest court, affirmed that there exists a right to be forgotten. So the European Union Court of Justice, the Court of Justice in European Union, they have given this verdict that there is existence of a right to be forgotten. So basically there was this case, Google Spain case. Google Spain case, the court ruled on the plea of Spanish lawyer Mario Costeza Gonzalez to have Google remove information from 1998 regarding the forced sale of his property due to social security debt. So that person has to sell his property due to social security debt, and this information was available on Google, but the Google was not removing it. So suppose that something which has happened around 16 years ago, maybe that is a challenge for that person. That may be a challenge for that person, that maybe in future, if we had to sell something way back 16 years ago, people might have forgotten about it, but the internet is showing it. Like suppose that today you are, let us say that there is a person X who is not having money. So they have to take loans from various organizations or various bodies, or maybe they have auctioned off some of their property. So now when you are doing offline auction, some people will know, they will forget after 1 week, 2 week, 1 year, 2 year, 10 years. But when you have done it via Google, that is going to remain there forever, and Google is not easily deleting the data. So the case of that lawyer was, delete my data. Why you are keeping the thing which was there 16 years ago? What is the relevance of it? So right to be forgotten is one of the things which has been recognized by various courts in the world, including the European court. Okay. If we talk about India, there is no such a statutory framework that prescribes the right to be forgotten. But we do have one thing, which is right to privacy. We do have one of the thing. There is a very much famous case, KGS Puttaswamy judgment. KGS Puttaswamy versus Union of India, where the court has said that all the people of India, all the citizens of India, they have a fundamental right of privacy. So right to privacy is a fundamental right in India. And if right to privacy is a fundamental right, it means it will have an inherent component of right to be forgotten or right to erasure. Erasure of the personal data, right to be forgotten. Now, there is one more thing which is here. Now, in Puttaswamy ruling, Justice S.K. Kaul mentions the right to be forgotten. And what was his statement? Just read this. This right doesn't mean that all aspects of earlier existence are to be obliterated. It would only mean that an individual who is no longer desirous of his personal data to be processed or stored should be able to remove it from the system where the personal data information is no longer necessary, relevant, or is incorrect and serves no legitimate interest. So what was he saying? That, like suppose that maybe 10 years ago you have updated on Facebook about some of your activity. Let us say that at that time you were quite young and you have written something on Facebook, you have said something about your personal life or anything. But later on, maybe you are feeling embarrassed that no, that data has to be removed. At that time, I was a young kid, so I had made some mistake. Now I want to remove that data or erase that data. So in various cases, some of the applications or some of the media platforms, they are not allowing it to be completely removed. They are not allowing it to be completely erased or removed from there. So that is the challenge. That if someone wants their data to be removed, it has to be removed. If suppose that if you have given your personal data to some company tens of years ago, and now they are saying that no, your account cannot be deleted, or we will keep your personal data, so that is going against the right to privacy. That is going against the right to privacy. Just take an example. Nowadays, there are so many applications. There are so many applications, and they make very easy procedures. Like they make very much easy procedures to make an account. If you have to make an account, there is a very easy procedure. But if you have to delete an account, in many of the cases, you will have to find, you have to do a lot of like Google search that how to delete a Facebook account, or how to completely remove an Instagram account, or anything like that. You will find that it is much more challenging to delete an account rather than opening one. So this deletion of the personal data is one of the challenge. This deletion of the personal data is one of the challenge, and many of these companies, many of these social media platforms are not allowing the users to delete the account. So that is one of the concern which has been highlighted in various parts of the world, and now it is also there in India. The court has registered this case, and maybe in future again we will discuss about this topic. Okay. So that is one more thing. Now, I hope it is clear. Even I think about a product in mind, it shows up in my Insta. Yes, that is also one of the thing. Now they have also started to read the mind. Civil servant aspirant, forget me. Okay. If you are asking me to forget you, I will forget you. It is a statutory body. Ulka, it was a statutory body, that is Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. It has been established under the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Hence, it is a statutory body. Okay. PSI optional कब से start होगा? Ankit, you can check it on the internet, on the platform of KGS. You can go to the website or the application. There you will find this data. Lecture ki PDF. You can find this in the Telegram group. In the Telegram group, just after this class is over, you will see that the PDF of these classes are updated in the Telegram. So from there you can upload it. Okay. So after right to be forgotten, let's come to the next thing, the right to remember, or the process of remembering the things. And this is not about you, you have crossed this age. This is about the smaller kids. So government has got a mission, Nipun Bharat mission, Nipun Bharat mission, and data was there that how educated mothers of young kid can be an asset for the Nipun. So nowadays our society is changing. The new generation which is coming, now, like especially after 2010, 2015, 2020. So now most of the new generation which is coming, they are also having educated mother as well as father. Many of them are having educated mother and father. So it is also going to help in achieving this foundational literacy and numerical skills. This is also going to help to achieve this foundational literacy and numerical skills. For a very long period of time, it has been seen that the students in class 2, 4, 5, 6, they are not able to read the books properly. Many of them are not able to read the books properly. Many of them are not able to do the simple mathematics, the simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That is a challenge for a large number of smaller kids, especially those who are in class 2 to 4 or 5, 6, some even later on. So this is one of the challenge which we have been facing in the present times, and government has launched a special mission for it that was called as Nipun Bharat Abhiyan or Nipun Bharat Mission. So see here, the national initiative for proficiency in reading with understanding and numeracy. So it is not just about reading but also understanding. It's not like simply you have read a book, you have read all the words, but you didn't understand a single thing. So here the Nipun Bharat stands for National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading and Understanding and Numeracy. That is the aim of this Nipun mission. Now, It has been launched under this Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. There is a Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, that is a centrally sponsored scheme. Can you tell me what is the difference between a central sector scheme and a centrally sponsored scheme? What is the difference between a central sector scheme and a centrally sponsored scheme? Anyone? What is the difference? What is the difference between a central sector scheme and centrally sponsored scheme? Finance difference, okay. What is that difference? Center just provides the fund, okay. In which case center provides the fund and in which it doesn't? Centrally sector scheme is implemented by both state and center, okay, and centrally sponsored. Central sponsors means they give fund, okay. Center also carries out the process and fund in central sector scheme, sponsor both center and state, but sector fully center, okay. So see, when we talk about a central sector scheme, when we talk about this central sector scheme, it means fully funded by, it is fully funded by union. It is fully funded by union. And when we talk about centrally sponsored scheme, so you can see in the name itself that it is a sponsored scheme. So someone is sponsoring it. Someone is sponsoring it. So union is sponsoring and plus states are also providing some fund. So union and state give the funding in centrally sponsored scheme, and in case of central sector scheme, the fund is being arranged by the union government. So union government is responsible for central sector scheme, and for centrally sponsored scheme, it is the state plus union. The ratio can be anything. Sometimes it can be 90:10, sometimes 50:50 also, sometimes 70:30 also. So it can be different according to different states, according to different schemes also. So it varies. Yeah. So now, this Nipun initiative, it aims to ensure that every child in the country necessarily attains foundational literacy and numeracy by the end of grade 3 by 2026-27. So we have a timeline that by the end of 2026-27, all the students of up to class 3 or the students who are passing grade 3, they have this foundational literacy and numeracy. So that is the scheme, that is the objective. Okay. It has been launched by Ministry of Education. As usual, it will be launched by Ministry of Education only, and it will focus on age group of 3 to 9 years, including preschool to grade 3. So that is the range who is included. It is from preschool to grade 3. Preschool to grade 3, those students who are in the age group of 3 to 9, they will be covered. What is the aim? Foundational literacy and numeracy. So they should have, there is a simple aim that they should be able to read around 45 to 60 words per minute. They should be able to read 45 to 60 words per minute, maybe in their mother tongue or maybe in any other language which they are studying. So they should be able to speak around read and speak about 45 to 60 words. So that is the aim of this Nipun Abhiyan. Okay. Those who are in class 4 and 5 and have not attained the foundational skills, they will be provided individual teachers. Okay. So suppose that those who have crossed class 3, but still they have not been able to attain this foundational literacy and numeracy. So for them, special tuition like classes will be provided by the government under this Nipun initiative. So that the government is having an aim that if the students are passing class 3 or class 4 or 5, by that time they should be able to read, write, understand and speak. Okay. So that is the aim of this scheme. Now, who will be implementing it? Just tell me who will be implementing it. Private school, government school or government aided school? Who will have the responsibility of doing this, Nipun? Will it be private? Will it be private, government aided or government schools? Who will be implementing this? Government and government aided school. Anyone else? Okay, Bittu is also saying the same thing. Government. Okay, government school. Anyone else? All three. Nilu is saying all three. Okay. We are also contributing in this scheme. Okay. So Ajay, like how you are contributing? Through a school or by giving tuitions? All. Pink is saying all. Yes, we have a system where there is a specific teacher for students in class 5-7. Civil service aspirant. You have made an emoji which I cannot I cannot decipher that. It is like still I am able to decipher the words and their meaning. The emojis are still unclear to me. Like whenever someone sends me emojis, I have to Google search that emoji. What is the meaning of that? So see here, like if we talk about this, it is going to be implemented by all three. Okay. So this all government aided and private schools have to do this Nipun. Like they have to like implement this Nipun. So all the private schools, they also have this responsibility to ensure that all those students who are passing class 3, those who are passing the grade 3, they should be able to do foundational literacy and numeracy. So when they are taking the money, like if we talk about the private schools, they are taking the money. So it is their responsibility that if a student has passed grade 3 from their school, they have to make sure that they have been able to clear the basic foundational literacy and numeracy. And if not, then they have to provide, then they have to arrange specialized teachers in class 4 and 5 who can help them to achieve this status. Okay. So it has to be done by all of them. Now, there is also a Nishtha program. It is basically for the teachers. It is basically for the teachers. Okay. It is basically for the teachers training. So NCERT has made a special package that now we have to also train our teachers that how we can help the students to attain this foundational literacy and numeracy. And hence there is a special scheme of this NCERT also. They have developed this Nishtha, which is being developed by NCERT, and around 25 lakh teachers teaching at pre-primary to primary grade will be trained by this Nishtha. Okay. So there is a teacher training program also under the part of this Nipun. There will be a Nishtha package which is going to be done or developed by NCERT for this purpose. I hope it is clear. Government is intervening in private school. This is new. Government is doing a lot of things, okay, but still many things are still remaining. No comments. Okay. Now we have one place in news also which we have to discuss. Okay. This place is about Israel. Israel has been in war since last 1 year. We have seen the Hamas-Israel conflict. We have seen the tragedies which are associated with. Like from the last around 8 to 9 months, there has been a lot of conflict in this entire West Asia region, including Israel, We have seen the conflict also escalating in parts of Yemen as well, and then Iran also, and other countries are also joining in. So this Israel and Hamas conflict is going on, and in this context, a lot of places which are there, they have been there continuously in the news. Okay. So that's why we are going to discuss about them, that what are those places, what are those locations. Let us see that. Okay. Now you can see this is the part of Egypt. Here this is one area which is called as Sinai Peninsula. This is the part of Egypt region. Okay. Here you will find that a small strip land is there. A small strip is there. It is called as Gaza Strip. This location is called as Gaza Strip. Okay. This area is called as West Bank. This area is called as West Bank. Here you have this one water body. This water body is called as Dead Sea. This water body is called as Dead Sea. And here there is another area which is there. Here you have Syria, here you have Lebanon, here you have Israel. So this area is Golan Heights. This area is Golan Heights. So it was basically part of Syria only, but it has been occupied later on by Israel. Okay. So Israel is like this area of Golan Heights is there. Then we have the West Bank. Here you have a very famous place which is considered sacred by 3 different religions of the world. Islamism also, Jewish also, and Christians also. So there is this very famous place of Jerusalem, which is considered very prominent area in this Israel region. Okay. So this is one of the very famous places which are there in Israel region. Now, some cities have been there in the news in this Gaza area. Like you will find that here you have one area, Rafah city. Here you have one area, Rafah city. So Rafah was also very much in the news. Like a few months back, there was attack by Israel in this Gaza Strip region. Israel is claiming that it was an attack on the Hamas outfits, but during this attack, various civilians have also been killed, and hence there was a trending, like a picture which was going on. It was written, "All eyes on Rafah." So this has been trending on various platforms for almost a week, and then the world have of course forgotten about it. We as humans have very little memory of things. We tend to forget something in a very short span. We are lacking that attention span now. We forget about many of the crucial issues within a week, or sometimes also within a few days. Yeah. So this is also one of the challenge. Rafah city was destroyed by Israel attacks, and then for a few days there was a lot of cry. There was a lot of trending videos and trending posts and everything, and then the world has forgotten what has happened in Rafah. So this entire area of Gaza is under attack. Even the parts of Tel Aviv and parts of Israel, it has also been attacked. Various civilians, both from Israel as well as from Palestine, have died in this cruel and this terrible war which is going on. Yeah. So civilians on both sides are dying, but there is no end to it. There is no result of this. That is the challenge. Yeah. This is the area of Jerusalem and this West Bank region. Now, this one part here, it is Gaza city. This here is Gaza city. Here you have this Tel Aviv. Here again you have a very important area, Haifa. Haifa is important because Adani Port has bought this port. Adani Enterprise bought Haifa port. Okay. There is one very prominent area here, Ramallah. Okay. Here in this area, there is a small sea here, Sea of Galilee. And here you can see, of course, Dead Sea is there. Okay. So these are some of the prominent regions in Israel. They have been there. Here you have this Egypt region, the Sinai Peninsula and all. This side you have Jordan, here you have Syria, here you have Lebanon, and on this side you have Egypt. So they are the neighboring countries also of Israel. Okay. So this is one of the place which was there. Yes, Eyes on Rafah slogan was there. Correct. West Bengal is suffering lack of teachers, quality of teaching. Not just West Bengal, a lot of states in India are suffering. Like in that report itself, you will find that in India, certain states like Bihar, UP, Odisha, West Bengal, mostly the eastern states where governance is also very much poor. In these states, we have lack of quality education. A movie, Kingdom of Heaven, is based on this. Okay, I have not watched it. Har Har Mahadev. Okay. Again, I cannot understand that emojis. Yes, Adani Group bought this port. I want to visit Israel once. Yes, after some time. Not the right time to visit Israel right now. A very good place, but not the right time now. So let's meet tomorrow then, and then we will discuss some other topics. These were all for today. Take good care of yourself, and let's meet tomorrow. Then we will discuss the remaining things. Thank you, everyone. All the best. Thank you.